Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. In the last part, we got everyone back to the source. Well, everyone who needed to return to the source, including Girl Hatia. And, well, now we're back in the Crystarium because there's something to pick up here real quick. Talk about the Warrior of Light. Warrior of Light incarnate, you say? Consider me intrigued. Pray tell me this tale. That such a fierce battle unfolded atop the tower, the culmination of a conflict spanning eons. And by your hand did you strike down this Elidibus, thereby putting an end to the Ascian menace. I was hoping that burp didn't happen then. I could feel it coming on. Had you not prevailed, we would not be enjoying the peace which we now have. We all owe you a tremendous debt. And yet, I cannot help but spare a thought for the defeated. Though history will paint them as villains, the Ascians were driven by a deep and abiding desire to which all men may relate. When one imagines the anguish and sorrow they must have felt, victory seems to lose its savor. So such thoughts trouble even she who dealt the felling blow. I am neither a philosopher nor a leader, just another minstrel. So pray allow me to speak of it in a language that is near and dear to a minstrel's heart. Love. When two men fall for the same woman, even should all things be equal, the feelings of one is destined to be unrequited. Thus is there never a shortage of broken-hearted drowning their sorrows in taverns, and nary an evening goes by without me being called upon to sing mournful ballads of loves lost. Yet, in spite of the pain that love inflicts, man can stop seeking it out no more than he can choose to stop breathing. Nay, he will never cease to struggle to find love. No matter the weight of sorrow and regret he bears, the yearning and desire drives him on. For love is the greatest emotion of all. It is a veritable force of nature transcending reason as it moves us to action, causing old wounds to tear open anew, again and again and again. Yet by the same token, it makes the love at which we finally arrive all the sweeter. We should savor it and let nothing diminish the joy it brings. Even should you taste bitter defeat, the sorrow you feel is testament to the strength of your passion, the flame that burns silently within you, perceivable only to you and you alone. There is no need to extinguish that flame. Nay, let it burn until it is spent, and one day the ashes it leaves behind will become something more than the remnants of your pain. I understand, I think. Such are the words of a minstrel, my friend. They must be somewhat open to interpretation, that the listener is allowed to find her own meaning. But I digress. We were speaking about the battle between the Warrior of Light and the Warrior of Darkness, and such a battle it was, an exemplary subject for song. We shall place the focus of this piece upon the climax of the confrontation, to bear the weave and enthralling epic. I'm just like, oh dear God, no. The epic of two heroes, one arrayed in light and one clad in darkness. Now, if only it wasn't so foggy. The seat of sacrifice extreme is now accessible. And I have to agree with my character. Oh dear God. Anyway, now we took care of that. Let's get on with what we should be getting on with. sleep now in Sapphire. Arya, I'm afraid we haven't much in the way of information to share from the front line. We have, however, received word that Gaius wishes to speak with you at Alliance headquarters. I've arranged an escort to take you to headquarters, so when you're ready to depart, speak with the fellow over there. All the way over here. Oh, yeah. Good, you're here. The Iron Mercs have completed their analysis of the Ruby Weapon, and Sid Garland wishes to share his findings. I take it you can spare a few moments? Very good. Please wait here while I inform him of your arrival. Glad you can make it, Arya. I'm sure you're anxious as anyone to hear what we've uncovered. Our earlier hypothesis were proven correct. The Garleans have designed a system whereby a pilot's consciousness can be forcibly supplanted with data based on the memories and experience of another. So even a rank amateur could obtain the combat capabilities of a seasoned warrior? Precisely, and we learned how this was made possible when we opened the cockpit. The monitors were still operational, and among the messages displayed, one particular phrase caught my attention: synthetic orosite system. What is what exactly? Well, the core of the ultimate weapon was referred to as the Heart of Sabik by the Ascians. We believe it to have been a type of orosite. I can't say much for the synthetic sword at this stage, but I've encountered real orosite before. It was extremely potent and perhaps equal in power to the Heart of Sabik. It's unclear whether the Garlean simulacrum possesses the same properties as genuine orosite. I intend to follow this avenue of inquiry to see where it leads. What we do know is that it was used to implant the combat data of Nail Van Darnus into the pilot, who, well, has been presumed dead since before the calamity. Are you any closer to discovering how they were able to retrieve this data? The link didn't occur to Gaius at first, but he later told me of devices fitted to the Magitech armor of the Empire's high-ranking officers. There is reason to believe they were designed to emulate the soul crystals used throughout Eorzea. Yes, that was rumored to be its true purpose, but it was never publicly acknowledged. Perhaps those in the upper echelons of command wanted to avoid comparisons to the so-called savages they were meant to be conquering. There is also the question of whether the system even functions as intended. From what we've seen, we can assume they were successful in gathering combat data of those wearing armor equipped with a device. If the comparison with soul crystals is valid, perhaps this data was transferred via ether? However, it seems it extracted not only memories relating to combat, but the soldier's very essence. As he saw, the pilot succumbed entirely to the will of Van Darnus. Though this is merely supposition, it's possible that being fused with the Ruby Weapon's core accelerated the process and caused the deceased legatus to manifest in corporeal form. Could it be that the death of the pilot was caused by the system malfunctioning? It's hard to say. The Ruby Weapon itself was still largely intact when it deactivated, which strongly implies it was a synthetic orosite running amok that killed her, rather than damage incurred during the battle. But even after analysis, I'm afraid we don't have enough information. For now, perhaps we should consult with Gaius as to our next plan of action. And you kind of just fade the cutscene over? No. 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 Badulin and I have come bearing vital information. I traced the Ruby Weapon's path back to the occupied territory of World, which appears to be where it was built. My grasp of geography is surprisingly poor. Care to enlighten me? While Alamigo is placed on the western edge of Inlet, World lays on the opposite side to the east. It was once a proud and prosperous city until it was brought to its knees by the Imperial invaders. You seem rather well informed. Perhaps I should have taken you with me. I thought that which was called a village. It was also where Alphonse and the others were born. And now the weapon project has brought them home. Yes, the place is now rife with Imperials. They have established an airport supply depot in the coastal town of Turncliffe. According to the locals, something resembling one of the weapons was transported there a few days ago. This bodes ill indeed. Were possible, I would attempt to capture Alphonse and his followers before they can launch an offensive. However, the distance between her and Turncliffe presents a considerable obstacle, and in all likelihood, their weapon will be ready long before we arrive. Approaching by sea will allow us to save time by circumventing their ground-based troops, provided we were able to secure a vessel. Or you could use the Enterprise and take the most direct route of all, as the crow flies. In fact, this is a perfect chance to put my top-secret plan into action. And might I ask what that entails? It wouldn't be much of a secret if I told you now, would it? What I can say is there's a starring role plan for you, Arya. Why so surprised? You didn't think I'd let you get off that easily, did you? It'll be here soon, so don't go anywhere. Hello, instance. How's it going? As he still delights in keeping others in suspense, I can only hope he does not make us wait over long. Hey, no item level sync. Here it is, Arya. I present Garland Ironworks' adaptation of the Ultimate Warrior. Valimar. I'm sorry, the G Warrior. I know elegant design when I see it. Excavated from one of the ruins, no doubt. As is law, to be precise, we came across it during the course of our investigations and decided it would be a shame to let it go to waste. And you will be taking this refitted relic to face the enemy head-on, yes? Perhaps my knowledge of the ultimate weapon will be of use. I'm counting on it as it happens, but first we'll need to perform a test run in the simulator before throwing you into battle. Come, we haven't much time. In the coming battle, you will fight as the G Warrior. Let's begin the G Warrior training simulation. I prepared 3 trials to teach you the basics. First, I want you to try attacking the guidance system. Don't worry, it won't fight back. G Warrior is armed with a range of weaponry, and now is your chance to learn what it's capable of. So we can actually take a moment here to go over everything. We got Ether Cannon at just regular attack. Final Flourish, it's a 3-piece combo. Ultimate Buster, 5-second recast, deals a conal, but also triggers weapon skill and all cooldowns of all weapon skills and stuff. Ether Mine, aspect of damage, it increases damage taken by 20% on the target, and then a heal. we can go like so. This will eat our EP to do this particular combo. Here's Ultima Buster. I said it does do that, so it's really pricey. And then we got that, which is a restoration every like 5 seconds. Booster Cannon is like, you know, hey, I don't have any EP left or whatever. Or I need to save it. Does this have... Oh, that lasts for 60 seconds. Okay, that's why I'm like... It's a really long-lasting... damage taken buff. So far, so good! Let's move on to something a bit more advanced, shall we? The True Warrior also comes equipped with a Pyretic booster, which diverts even more power to its weapons and increases maneuverability. This, however, comes at a price. Activating places a huge energy warrior, so it can only be used in short bursts. That's why it's best to practice here before heading into battle. Now, try opening a Pyretic booster. This is going to unlock one of the safeties. This. Also, your movement speed is much improved as shown on your monitor. G-Warrior becomes more and more structurally unstable as time passes. As over, press the same button again. Other restoration can mitigate a certain amount of damage incurred, but don't rely on it to carry you through the battle. Now try to use Pyretic Boost to destroy the target. This time, it will launch wide-reaching attacks in quick succession, but with your increased movement speed, you should have no trouble evading them. This one's actually going to fight back. Let's go ahead and ether mine it. As you can see, we do have to do a little dodging in this one. This isn't too bad, except for the fact that it really isn't fighting back overly much, honestly. Excellent work, Arya! You best deactivate Pyretic Booster while I explain the final trial. Okay. We've covered offense and it looks like defense. This is where Ethereal Aegis should come in handy. Unfortunately, you can't keep the barrier up indefinitely as it will drain the G-Warrior's power reserves. You might even run out of energy for the weapons, so watch out. First, let's try deploying Ethereal Aegis. So that's going to be this last button that is grayed out down here. Well, that shows how much power is being drained. Don't let it get too low. That's enough for now. Try the barrier without using the same button you used to deploy it. For the last trial, we'll use the Ethereal Aegis while attempting to destroy the target. Like before, there's no way to escape its attacks, so we need to weather them using the barrier. Just open with ether mine here, I guess. Attack. Let's actually go ahead and toss up that, because ow, that actually hurt. Alright, got another attack, but we can just go ahead and beat it up because we're fine. Also, that heal is definitely not me trying to see if I can do two booster synthesis. So yes, I can. Ow! Okay. Cool. Oh gosh. They made me go in with both on. I figured there's no better time to activate them both right now. Oh, hello. So you can redo the tutorial if you want. However, let's just jump into another solo instance. Are you sufficiently prepared? Yeah, I'm good. Then we shove the fire for a turn cliff at once. expecting us, but who is the pilot? Arya, we're almost there. Better have your wits about you. Initiate combat mode. Something crisis core. Now get ready to strike. It's time to fry this overgrown squid. It's there for me! For research purposes, that is. It's all or nothing. Activating Oversoul. Hydra's combat sample ready. Initiating organic core override. No! I can't! Hold on! I'll be monitoring the situation from the air. Follow my instructions and eliminate the target. So this fight is actually hard, or at least it was from what I remember. Cool. You have literally like 5 seconds of practice playing as Steve Warrior. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Well, it seems the savages have been busy. I shall enjoy breaking in toy. Must have absorbed an aquatic icon. Be sure to use Pyretic Booster and Ishio Aegis. There was a hitting the wrong key in there, but hey, it's cool. We're good. Do this for a little bit, I guess. Molecules will be reborn slowly in flames. Don't worry about that. Hello. Now just go ahead and make wood right in the middle here. Is that Ultima? Use it, Zero Aegis! Yeah, I guess let's do that, huh? Submerge, not for long. Watch for signs of movement. Let's do Pyrotic Booster. Get back over here so we're not in front for Sapphire Ray. Deploy the Aegis. Alright, I guess I can move with this, can't I? Okay, mine. Good, I didn't mean to do that. Double hit that, but I did. Oh god, okay. This is fine. Okay, right here. Heal up. Let's go ahead and take that. This is where it starts getting hard. I think it's a heal. Alright. Heal? Heal. I guess I could just use regular attack, huh? Ow! Heal up. Is it right there? Oh, get in the middle. 5 rays. Let's get out. See if we can just power this down. Maybe, hopefully. Plasma shot. I'm gonna do that. Process the Aegis. Now. We got this, right? 10%. Except the whole attack only has 353,000 HP. Now. Simultaneous activation? What? Alright, spiritual interference in both of your attacks. The deal with just not trying to turret here. It's fine. It's fine. See? No problem. Why was anyone worried? I wasn't worried. A little bit easier when you actually know what you're doing, I guess. And you've actually played with you warrior before. Yeah, no, like, that combat training, like, barely teaches you anything for this. Target has been silenced. Squid never stood a chance. Now that the immediate threat has been dealt with, we should gather what information we can in turn with. You did well to pilot the Jade Warrior so adeptly in so short a time. And with a weapon largely intact, Sid and his researchers should be able to gather a wealth of valuable information. For his dismantle, perhaps we should take one last look upon our fallen foe. We should have known Father and his friends would track us down sooner or later. Now they're at our doorstep and the Sapphire Weapon still isn't ready. Even so, it should still be able to fend them off, or at least buy us some time. Not quite how I'd imagined it, but this seems as good a way to die as any. Rex, Recon, why are you still here? You're supposed to be moving the other weapons to a safe location. You can take care of that while I pilot the Sapphire Weapon. What are you you talking about? I'm the pilot, not you. There's no need to put your life on the line. Besides, it's still incomplete. Can only perform basic maneuvers, so it'll be practically useless in a real fight. We have a solution, Oversoul. You want to end up like Melisandre? No, of course not. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But she didn't give her life in vain. The ruby weapon left behind data that's been used to improve the system to prevent any further malfunctions. What difference does that make? Once Oversoul is activated and the pilot fuses with the core, there's no way back. That's why I should be the one to pilot the Sapphire Weapon, not you, Rex. Alphonse needs you. You and I both know I'm the least qualified pilot we have. There's less to lose if I don't make it back. No! I won't let you! Please, Rex, hear me out. Ever since we were children, I was the smallest, the weakest, too afraid to stand up for myself. But I had the best brothers and sisters a boy could wish for. You were always there for me, protected me. Now it's my turn to protect you. Take the other weapons and get out of here. See this through to the end. Do it for me, for Melisandre. I'm counting on you, Rex. You always have a stubborn streak. Alright, Recon. I won't let you down. Just promise you'll wait for me. On the other side. We'll meet again, brother. You all made me happier than I had any right to be. And now, I finally found my purpose. I have no regrets. Come on, Sapphire. We may be far from perfect, but we have a job to do. Let's get Father something to remember us by. The Echo, I presume. What did it reveal to you? Recon. My poor boy. You were braver than most could ever hope to be. It's as we feared. I'm sorry, Gaius. First we'll Saudi, now Recon. We must find the remaining weapons and put end this madness. Tell me, what do you make of Gaius Baelsar? I understand the two of you have been acquainted since his days at the Black Wolf. He claims to have shed his pelt when he took up the hunt for Ascians, but he's still the same man deep down. Oh my gosh, he certainly kept quiet about having a flock of foster children back in the Empire, though. It seems he would rather bare his teeth to his former masters than allow harm to come to them. Yet tries and might cannot make sense of it. Does he truly fight for the good of mankind, as he would have us all believe? Or is he merely biding his time before he reveals his true colors? Whatever the answer may be, in the end, he will always be a guardian. And though there may be honorable men and women among them, I have suffered much and more as a result of their conquest. Barbaric campaigns in which Gaius Baelsar played no small part. Oh. My first encounter with the Guardians was 20 years ago, shortly after the fall of Alamigo. We continued our march into lands that had long been home to we Duskwights. We sought to repel the invaders, but we were woefully unprepared. Our bows and arrows were no match for their magitech, and even our most powerful magics did little to slow their advance. I fought on the front lines, but was knocked unconscious by in the opening exchange. When I came to, I was alone. The rest of my unit slaughtered. Hurried back to my village to look for my wife and daughter, only to find the place deserted. My search lasted for days, then weeks, then months, and had seemed they had disappeared without a trace. Finally learned from two Imperials held at Bittermill that the villagers had been captured and used as test subjects for the poison gas that we later known as Black Rose. They were never seen again. For 20 long years, I roamed aimlessly with nothing but hatred to keep me alive. Eventually found myself at the Order of Twin Adder, who offered me a place over their ranks. Gosh. Desire for revenge was the only thing I had left, so without a moment's hesitation, I accepted. Were it not for the war with Garlemald, I would have been loath to work alongside the city-dwelling Gridanians who for so long had treated my kind as outcasts, but none of that mattered anymore. It all culminated with Operation Archon. As you led the charge in the Praetorium, we were right behind you. When the place came crumbling down, most of us were caught in the rubble. Escaped with my life, though many others were less fortunate. Having dragged myself free from the rubble, I saw the way out. It was then that I encountered none other than Gaius Baelsar on the verge of death. The gods had delivered to me the man whose conquest had robbed me of everything. I was poised, ready to exact my revenge. And then he spoke. I will not beg for mercy, only ask you to stay your hand a while longer. I will not die until I have rid the world of the Ascian menace. For millennia, mankind has danced to their tune, but no more. Then once we are finally free, my life is yours for the taking. I would have struck him down there and then had I not sensed truth in his words. So I decided to grant him a stay of execution and join them on this hunt. All this time, I've kept a close eye on Gaius. Though he is ever on the watch for pursuers, he has granted me ample opportunity to slay him if I so chose. And I still might, if he shows even the slightest sign of betraying our agreement. But for now, the Ascians are my chosen quarry. If they are indeed the ones pulling the Empire's strings, then it shall not end until they have been eradicated, every last one. Though I could not save my kin, there are those who may yet be spared the horrors of war. Fortunately, dealing with the Ascians, we'll have to wait until we have brought an end to the Garlemald's weapon project. Though we may have vanquished two of the new weapons, we must make every effort to prepare for whatever the Garlands throw at us next. Perhaps Severa can tell us whether the Ironworks engineers have uncovered any information of note? The Ironworks engineers are still at work dismantling the Sapphire Weapon and investigating the Turncliffe Magitech facility. Though they have yet to make their report, they may have some news to share at this juncture. Please, wait here a moment. We've yet to finish our investigations, but I can give you a preliminary report. Were you able to recover anything in note? Before abandoning the facility, they attempted to destroy anything they couldn't take with them, including many of their research materials. Luckily, some information relating to the Sapphire Weapon's combat data was intact. Judging by what we saw during the battle, it was extracted from Regula von Hydrus, correct? It also appears that the Sapphire Weapon was actually in an incomplete state and therefore unable to perform at full capacity. Even so, it was immensely powerful. Had they been given the chance to finish it before we'd arrived, who knows how it would have ended. Indeed, we may not be so fortunate next time, so we must prepare for the worst. The Ironworks will continue to investigate the Sapphire Weapon and look into possible countermeasures. The echo will afford you a glimpse into the conversation between Recon and Rex prior to the weapon's deployment. Do you remember any other details? Improvements were made to the synthetic oversight system to prevent malfunctions. It was never their intent to create a manifestation of Nail Van Darnus. There's one thing that was intended. Oversoul. Its activation results in the pilot being absorbed by the core, killing them in the process. Rex and Recon were fully aware of this, were they not? And the death of the pilot was by design all along. Alphonse, how could you? Sacrificing your own siblings to fuel these accursed war machines? Surely there is no cause worth paying such a price. Aye, nothing is more precious than family. This nightmare is far from over. It appears that Rex has fled with the remaining weapons, and we can assume that Alphonse has every intention of sending them into battle. We must find a way to disable them before Oversoul can be activated. I have seen enough death. I do not wish to see any more. And there's no time to waste. Let's be about it, Gaius. Severa, you're in charge here. Keep this team safe while they carry out the investigation. Understood. Please see it. No harm comes to Gaius. Well, we're good. I need to relay everything to the Resistance troops. Your first-hand account should prove useful. If there are any developments, we'll be sure to contact you. So, I could take the escort, or I could warp. They're about the same. So let's just take the escort. I guess it's less skill. It sounds like you've been on quite the journey, all the way to Turncliffe. And judging by the fact you made here in one piece, I trust everything went according to plan. With a scholarship account, after my putting a G-Warrior through the paces myself, it's certainly a lot more stimulating than supervising this rabble, I'd imagine. Anyway, as before, I'll compile the information to a report and leave it over there for your perusal, should you feel so inclined. If you hear anything from headquarters, we'll be sure to pass it on. Meanwhile, in the 7th Legion's World Headquarters... I've come to deliver my report, Lord of Valens. So you returned, young Alfred, or was it Alwick? Not that it really matters, of course. I hear that you and your darling brothers and sisters have allowed the Sapphire Weapon to fall into the hands of the enemy. I do. Tell me it isn't so. I'm afraid that is the case, Lord Valens. Oh, come now. No need to be so sullen. As they say, to err is human, to forgive divine. You know how forgiving I can be when it suits me. So, tell me, whatever your name is, who was able to best the Sapphire Weapon? Our sources state that the one known as the Warrior of Light was assisted by Sid Garland and Gaius von Valsar, my lord. Gaius. Yes, seems to be quite the troublemaker of late. Defecting from Garlemald, assassinating the Emperor. Whatever next? Oh, well, there's no use crying over spilled milk. Speaking of which, I've become quite the connoisseur since arriving in the world. Particular variety comes from a rare breed of cow, you know. 100 of them in existence and pampered every day of their lives. Yes, they're quite valuable, until their milk dries up, that is. When it does, they are sent to the slaughterhouse like all the rest. For that is their lot in life. To be discarded once they have served their purpose. Did I create the ruby and sapphire weapon so you could deliver them gift wrapped to the enemy? I can see it now. Sid non-Garland rubbing his hands with glee at all the technological marvels we bestowed upon him. And you, like Gaius von Valsar, of all people, get the better of you. How do you think that reflects on me? The Legatus of some Legion humiliated by that traitor. Humiliated, I say. And there's only one way to deal with worthless provincial filth like you. Wait for me in the correction chamber. You need to be taught a lesson in obedience. Yes, my lord. Forgive my intrusion, Lord Valens, but it's time for your meeting with the head of Majestic Development. Oh, how time flies when you're whipping useless soldiers into shape. Yes, I'll be along with to make myself presentable. Can't people thinking of let my standards slip now, can I? What are you doing here? You wish to see me, Lord Valens? Did I now? Ah, yes, that's right. So you're Ellie, yes, and you've joined the military of your own free will, along with your fellow orphans. Such devotion! What inspiration you are! You see, it's my firm belief that love grants us the power to move mountains, to overcome any obstacle. Together we shall discover the strength that lies within you. Take my hand, child, and I will show you the way. Well, I guess that's that for that quest for now. Let's read our additional reports here. We have Sapphire Weapon. Name: Sapphire Weapon. Warmachine developed by the 7th Imperial Legion as its successor to the Ultimate Weapon. Second known case of a synthetic oversight system being used in the open combat, employing the combat data of regular Von Hydras, former legates of the 6th Imperial Legion. Evidence indicates that the War Machina was in an incomplete state and the Oversoul was used to mitigate mechanical deficiencies. It was deployed out the coast of World and sent into battle with Garland Ironworks G Warrior, piloted by Arya Ariana. It was then rendered inoperable but structurally intact, only superficial damage sustained. And Recon. Recon, pilot of the Sapphire Weapon. All other information regarding the subject was gained via verbal testimony of Gaius Valsar. Born and raised in World until his parents died in an epidemic, after which he was taken into the care of Gaius in an imperial orphanage. Though he lacked the physical prowess of his peers, his high degree of dexterity made him ideally suited to maintaining equipment and similar tasks. Even after joining the military, he remained shy and withdrawn. However, on occasions where the safety of his friends was threatened, he would not hesitate to defend them. He later replaced the designated pilot of the Sapphire Weapon, fellow orphan Rex, absorbed by the weapon's core upon activating Oversoul. Estimated age of time of death? 17. Well then. Yeah, so there's no extreme for Sapphire because it was just a solo fight. Yeah. It was just they're kind of like, we should probably do something for 5.3 and have that one. Yeah. Anyways, next time we will be diving back into Yorha. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support really helps to keep creating content like this and more. You can find links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is the rinimt signing out. Bye!